Hello, everybody. I'm David.
Maggie and Claire here.
Little Claire, our little brat, and we just was going to talk about our little girl here today. She's not really happy with us today because Maggie decided to give her a bath.
She got a bath, which she doesn't like, but
The
she
B
smells
word.
good now.
But you okay now, huh? You all right? Yeah.
She has an interesting story. Claire's a rescue dog. We got her in Mississippi. She kind of showed up in our neighborhood, and she wasn't one of the neighbor's dogs. We knew that. So we called animal control. We called the non-emergency police number. Nobody reported her missing. Took her over to the vet to have her scanned. She didn't have a chip. So somebody said she's too cute and little to send to the shelter.
No, you can't put her into the shelter. That's all.
So I put flyers up all over. Went through a lot of different neighborhoods looking for signs. We could not find her owner. So after a month, we decided, well, we'll just keep her. It happened at a time when a lot of people were losing their homes, and a lot of dogs were being dumped. We were like on first name basis with the animal control guy. It was like almost every week we were calling. There was another loose dog in the neighborhood. If for some reason you can't keep your dog, please call the local Humane Society. If you're purebred, there are places on the internet that you can call rescue groups that will help you place them in a new home. Don't let your dogs just run loose. They could get hurt, sick. It's cruel to just let them out and run.
I'd say, how long have you been with us now, Claire?
Long time. We figure she's about 14, 15 years old.
No,
and she was about 2 when we got her.
What was that? 2010?
2005.
2005?
Well, we figure her birthday was in 2005. Because
no, but when did we get her? When did
2007.
She showed up 2007. Yeah. So 2007. That means you've been with us for, what, 12 years now, Claire?
Yeah.
Who's your mommy? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when we first got her, she didn't have much of this gray that's left up over here. And she'd say hello. You want to say hello? Yeah?
And if you are looking for a dog, don't forget your local shelter. If you want a purebred, again, you can go on the internet. There are rescue groups that are always looking for homes for dogs.
She's my little girl. But now, I keep arguing. I think she's, well, we both kind of agree she's got some Chihuahua in her.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's Chihuahua and Dachshund.
And I think she's Chihuahua, Min Pin, and maybe a touch of Corgi thrown in there as well.
Yeah, we were debating on whether or not to do the canine DNA
yeah,
thing.
we're not spending that kind of money to figure out her heritage.
But hey, I see you over there. Can you see the TV? Yeah, you see it? Yeah. And she's got her favorite thing here today. It's been a little bit warmer, so we open up the front door and she can run out, and she jumps up onto a little bin, and she loves to look out on the window, and any opportunity for her to get between us both and all, she really loves that. But anyway, we're just kind of getting into.
It was a lovely day today. If you're on the East Coast, it was beautiful weather.
Yeah, we just went for a short walk with her out there, and she brightens up our days together. As you can see, she's starting to react to whatever, maybe the wind blew. She's usually not too bad about just barking for no reason. There's usually something there. It could be an ant, but there's usually something for her out there. So we just wanted to get another quick hello and
well,
talk
the
about
other
the
thing
dogs.
We wanted to talk about is in the last week or so, I heard a person say, well, this was repeated to me, there is no hell. And, well, we're both Catholic. No. And another person said, well, God would not send anybody there. So went to Scripture, and it's pretty clear. Just taking Jesus' words alone, he calls it, I have a list here, the unquenchable fire, where the worm does not die, where there is wailing and grinding of teeth, where there you are in torment, fiery Gehenna, eternal punishment, and everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. So he's pretty clear that the hell definitely exists. And whether or not God sends anybody there, I think people kind of send themselves there. You spend your whole life turning your back on God. Chances are when you die, you're also going to turn your back on him. And since Jesus also says many people are on the road to destruction and few are on the road to eternal life, and I Googled it, because we often trust, Google, and about 300,000 people died each day, which means that more than half of them are probably being lost to hell. So you definitely want to get right with God if you're not right with him already. And if you want the biblical, the scripture passages, you can go to our website, emptycupful.com, and I have a blog up there with all of the scriptures up there for you.
Well, when did you put that out there?
I put it up there yesterday.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she did that. So you're gonna keep on top of that, I hope. And
yeah, I get pretty bad about forgetting to put up a blog.
And we get into all kinds of crazy things, everybody going in there with, you have the gun controls, you have the border wall, and all things going on. And regardless of anybody's religion and place in life, I try myself. I just treat everybody, in a genuine, friendly manner and get along with everybody and not necessarily accuse. The problem comes into some of these groups and some of these people are so fanatical that unless you do say that I agree or I will do your view or whatnot, then they will try to chastise. Well, I mean, I think it's kind of silly with them, but I mean, I'll sit there and try to talk to them, but you can't communicate with people in that regard because they just continually want to go with assailing you and calling you names, and unless you get on their bandwagon.
I know, and I love a good debate. It would be great to have a conversation, a debate with somebody who has an opposite opinion than me.
No, that's pretty much everybody.
Well, yeah, we go at it sometimes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
once somebody starts calling you names, they have no facts to back up their argument. And if they just came out and said, "Look, it's my opinion," fine, then it's their opinion.
Yeah.
But to present something as a fact when you don't have the facts to back it up is really disingenuous.
Well, I think one of the biggest things, of course, is today. We have President Trump, and whether or not you support him or you support the country, even when we had Barack Obama, I come from a military family. We have a lot of people in the military, and we all took oaths to defend and protect him, and we're always the overall boss who was ever the president at the time. So as I say, I always respect the position. I don't agree with everything that President Trump does, but I do believe that he is. But the thing that gets me with this stuff is, he doesn't sit there and say necessarily that this is his wall, but he wants a wall built. And everybody keeps saying, well, we got to keep him from being overzealous, and we need to challenge his wall. Well, it's not his wall. It's the wall for our country. It's for the people. We certainly don't want to see people suffering, and certainly are fine with people coming into the country through the proper channels, as people have done in the past.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem is these days with these laws that they can't hold them, and they're not even allowed to make them go back. Didn't you ask me the other day, why don't we make them go back to New Mexico?
You can't. Once they step foot on U.S. soil, they have to go through the court system.
Well, it depends on what country they're from, though. This is another interesting thing. I didn't know that until recently. like if they come specifically from Mexico, they are allowed to make them go back. But if they come from like Guatemala and Colombia and things like that, they're not allowed to make them go back because they would basically be putting them back into Mexico, which is not where they're from. So they're not allowed to do that. And they have to then just let the people go. And, you know, there's nothing wrong necessarily with this, but unfortunately, a lot of bad people utilize this. And people are just given incentives. We can't get the same incentives that they have. We need to support the country and work on defending the country. And regardless of somebody's race, religion, sexual orientation, age, whatever, everybody is welcome in America. And I mean, you're welcome to come to America, okay? But to take advantage of it, it's like, I mean, wouldn't it be wonderful? I mean, I guess this is what the other things are talking about with the leftists. Everything is going to be free for you.
Okay.
If everything's going to be free, who's going to be paying for everything to come to you? I mean,
because one of the things that's going to be, I guess, in the next presidential election is this Medicare for all. And some of the people will say, well, look at Canada. They have Medicare for all. In Canada, and you can Google it, it can take 6 months to get an MRI. It can take a year to see a doctor. A lot of Canadians pay $800-900 to see a private doctor because they can't get in to see a government doctor when they're sick. Plus the fact, I know all these people are saying, well, we'll just get the billionaires to pay for it. There's not enough money. There's not going to be enough money. Everybody's going to have to pay for it out of their pocket. The only way to get health care prices to go down is for the government to get their hands off of it and let there be open competition between them, so that if you want an x-ray, you can call up the three places and say, which one of you guys are going to give me the best price.
You got to remember, these people became billionaires because they know how to make money, they know how to invest. And so what makes you think why are they going to stay here and have all their money taken away? Even right now, the super wealthy, if you will, they still pay 70-80% of what they earn into taxes. Now,
we don't have a lot of money. That doesn't mean I think Bill Gates should give me his money. It'd be nice if he did.
Yeah, you can send us a check.
Send
us a check. We'll take it.
The government should definitely not take his money and give it to us. That's stealing. That's stealing. And this is what socialism is, which is stealing. If somebody won the lottery, inherited their money, worked for it, that's their money. It doesn't matter to me if somebody else has a lot of money. I do not care. So I don't think socialism is the answer. And certainly, the people who have the money, if they know the government is going to try and take it away from them, they're either going to leave the country, they're going to hide the money, or there'll be a kickback and they'll be overlooked. But there's no way they're going to get rid of their money and just hand it out to the masses, which means, of course, that the people that are making, say, maybe $90,000, $100,000 a year, they're going to be the new 1%. It's their money that's going to be taken away from them.
Yeah, well, all these people proposing these things, they're not you got, what is it, the senators and the congressmen, what do they get, like anywhere from like $170,000 to $200,000, and that may not be an inordinate amount of money, but the average income of most people in this country is between above poverty level, but it's about $25,000 to maybe $45,000. Okay, that's low income level, as they say, but a lot of people are in that area. But all these people that are talking about this, taking the money from that, the congressmen and senators, first of all, that are purporting some of this, their income is not subject to that.
Right.
Taxation.
They'll probably exempt themselves.
Well, they are
exempted themselves from Obama.
They are exempt to a lot of different things. So it's easy. Oh well, yeah, I don't have to worry because it's going to do this and that. And where all these people are, oh well, we don't. I was telling you the other day. I said, next time they need to, whether we apprehend 1,000 some illegals, take them over to the different political people, Democrat or Republican, that are sitting there saying that there is not a problem at the border, and drop them off on their property and say, here, you take care of them.
I'm sure they all have property with walls around.
Well,
they have
most of them do, but that doesn't matter. Your wall doesn't matter. No, we're going to bring them. We're going to bring them to your backyard, and we're going to make them all your wards, and you have to feed them. You have to clothe them. You have to make sure they get medical treatment, and you have to protect them because you think that they should be in this country. You want them in this country, you take care of them. That's
And unfortunately, the people coming into the country breaking the laws is really messing it up for the people who are trying to come here legally.
Well, a lot of people are trying to jump ahead,
right?
And there, as with everything, when you get these numbers coming through illegally, it's like, well, they're not criminals. Well, they broke the law.
Yeah.
And then you broke the law. You're a criminal. Oh, well, it's not serious enough. I mean, just like this other...
And as for free college, I mean, college is a privilege. I don't think it should be free. If you can go, fine. If you can't, fine. I mean, I went for a year or two, and then I couldn't afford it anymore. Years later, I went back. I worked and just, took a couple of classes at a time. I mean, that's what people do. If you can't go to a very expensive college, you go to community college for a while, and then you take what classes you can while you're working.
But in today's world, what's really lacking is, my opinion, is there's so many people in college. I mean, even when I went and I was going on a lot of different things, everybody was the big thing. What are you going to study? Oh, liberal arts. I said, what the heck is liberal arts for?
That's just
what is it for?
Everything.
And then nowadays, really, what is it? Is the technology. Technological studies is much more important than days. You talk about, like you say, air conditioners, plumbers, mechanics, things like that. Oh well, that's why we need these. We need these underpaid people to come in because we can't do it. Well, we can't do it because you're just saying, oh well, take out more loans, do this and that, get yourselves into debt, and go to a college and get a degree. And something that now you got yourself a master's degree, and nothing against McDonald's, it's a great institution, but now they're going to have this master's degree in liberal arts, and they'll be lucky if they get an assistant manager's job.
I mean, college certainly
and then they'll complain that they're only making $15 an hour.
College has its place for anybody who wants to be a professional. There's a place for it. But a lot of people don't need it. Or if you want to go for 2 years just to get a more well-rounded education, and then you might get a 4-year degree and then go work in a job and realize this is not really what I want to do. So you might want to go to and work for a couple of years first and decide, well, is this an area that I really want to be in before you go back to school?
Yeah.
But it definitely should not be free.
But also today's world, we don't have the situation of even with our parents and all like that. Everybody was going in for careers or used to, you would work at a company 20 years, 25 years.
This is true.
And
this is true.
pretty
but
much these days it's every, even people, it's people will move from job to job to job almost every 2 years, which is not, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but there's no situation in like really, oh, well, I want to make working in this one particular thing.
There was
for
a
long
company I worked for, and when I started there, they're like, oh, you're going to be here till you retire, your kids are going to be here.
Well, it used to be the case.
And within 5 years, they outsourced my entire department.
But that's the thing, it's changed.
Lost their jobs.
It's changed. But to me, what's lacking is the technical abilities of individuals and also the physical labor ability. Because, we just, why, many years
So,
back, it was a
if you do know
situation of
somebody-
people on like welfare. They were sitting there. Why should I go and work on welfare when I could just sit there at home and get this check, and I'm going to make more than what I would if I work?
If you do know somebody who is interested in a vocational school type of career, you may want to jump on Mike Rowe's website, because he has a foundation that sets up scholarships for vocational schools.
That's what we need today. Is more of that.
I mean, we can live without a dance instructor. You cannot live without a plumber if you have a backed up sink.
I think that's a good technical. Dance instructor is a great vocational.
Yes.
It's a great vocational thing, and it also involves into being entrepreneurial. But those are good things. So don't knock those dancers out there. But anyway, we're going on. We're going a little bit over, I guess, time right now, hon. So
we'll see you next week. Have a lovely week.
And see
Say
everybody.
prayers. God bless you.
Claire's out there saying goodbye. So everybody, take care. Bye bye.